Hey guys, it has been a while since I've recorded anything. A long while. Not that I haven't wanted to. I want to all the time, but at the same time, I have a Neptune second house, and so I have the tendency to literally lose track of time and feel like it hasn't been that long. So I can be gone days, weeks, months, years, and not realize it. I have so much on my plate right now. I have school studying. I have a job, a very Plutonian 12th house job, which can be physically, emotionally demanding, but very rewarding. And I just don't have the time for all the stuff I would love to do. I would love to do more tarot videos too. It's just time, right? It's not always on my side. Now, I wanted to read something that I wrote a few days ago. I have a lot in my third house, and it just so happens that my Mercury-Mars is conjunct in the third house, and so is my Sun in Aqua. They're all in Aqua as my stellium. So I'm very good at communicating, but also with that conjunction, I can piss off an entire village and not even know it. Before you know it, you got pitchforks at the front door, and torches and everything. But I really wanted to do this today. It's so bizarre, but it's like the second Pluto is entering Aquarius that the Plutonian part of me in my ascendant and that Aquarius side of me is so ready to start knocking down the walls and speaking for this energy that is coming. I think that we are in for a lot of rude awakenings with Pluto and Aquarius, and I'm kind of ready because, if you really think about it, Capricorn, that was the time for all of the elites, for all of the rich folk, for all of those who think that they have power and control with Pluto and Cappy. And I think of that little, Goonies quote when it's our time down here. I always get these cheesy quotes in my head, right? And it's like our time now. All of the underdogs, all of the weirdos, all of the ones that are considered invisible and not important, all of the ones unseen. When Pluto enters Aquarius, it's our time now, bitches. So I can't help but want to do this. Now, I will tell you, I went out today and almost lost my ability to care about humanity because it is the 20th and there is a lot of tough aspects out there. So unless you actually have a grateful heart, have a humble spirit, you might be an asshole. And that's a tough thing for me to deal with because with all the things that I've gone through, I really don't see how you have room to be such a self-righteous, entitled but a lot of people are. And I kind of ask, why are you here? Are you here to make this world a better place? Do you want it to be better when you leave this world? Or are you only here to serve yourself? And when I see people acting the way that they do, I almost don't have any faith in them. And I wouldn't even want anyone listening to any of my videos, blogs, vlogs, what have you, if you were only a self-serving person, because you are not my people. And I will say that it's definitely my Mercury-Mars conjunction showing, which is kind of strange because I received a hoovering letter from my parents who conveniently couldn't remember I existed during Christmas, only my children. And then they sent me this hoovering birthday card full of a whole bunch of shallow BS. And it was funny because I was reminded of what I just read on Elsa, an astrology website recently, about what happens to those born with a Mercury-Mars conjunction. Don't even consider just the fact that I have an aspect of Venus with my Pluto 12th house ascendant stuff going on. So I have been ripe for abuse my entire life. And it's not a victim mentality. Anyone that thinks that that's a victim mentality is ridiculous. It's what you do with it. Many of us came here knowing we were going to be harmed so that we could actually help more people through that. We didn't come here to just be, an experiencer. So this quote It says that Mercury conjunct Mars, a marker for sexual abuse. And if I go down here, the quote is, when the Mars and Mercury are present together in any combination, it does place the shrewish side of a woman's psychology into vulnerable position for receiving attacks from the oppressor figures, very often the father. Why is this so? Because of improper management of all the loose Mars that she has running around without supervision. She is not conscious of this additional energy still untapped and available for her own creativity. It goes out. Her father sniffs it and finds it highly inappropriate for his daughter, whom he must teach to submit to him, because the unruliness of her untapped energy hits him like an inspiration to torture her. She receives the beatings of an unconsciousness about her own femininity. We're all on a path trying to redeem the feminine. The quote is from C.F. Perez. Now, that was unbelievable when I read that, because I'm like, that's exactly what my father did to me. He wasn't the one who, abused me physically, but verbally, psychologically, it was always, about submitting. Always trying to break me any way possible. And it's so strange how much stronger it made me, even though I have 0% testosterone on my blood test. I feel really tough around the edges mentally. Physically, I'm totally broken. Me and my daughter, I laugh about this because I'm like, guys are often healthier because they vomit their emotions out somewhere. They're gonna bleh, I don't care if it's through driving crazy or yelling at people or beating cabinets or something, but women often internalize our pain and suffering, and we pay for it dearly with autoimmune diseases and things because we have to quit internalizing our pain. Now, this quote that I had written, this is a long thing, several pages that I actually wanted to read. A lot of times I have notes for my vlogs or podcasts, what have you. But this I really want to read because I am a writer. I really am. I love to write. But in this era, writing books is still a really good thing to do. It's just that we're in such a fast, informative, bite-sized chunk type of people right now. And so when I have the information, I just want to put it out there, And this is kind of the things I was thinking when I wrote this down, is kind of this Pluto Aquarius energy that is just stirring in me. And I had just recently seen an astrologer, I think based out of Australia, mentioning that having a Mercury-Mars conjunction in your chart can be used for the greater good, fighting for something that's important, fighting for freedom. And so I'm like, And I had heard that after I wrote this, and I was like, that woman is a woman after my own heart. And especially when she said F Bill Gates and the elite and all this stuff, I was like, oh my God, completely subscribed, because I had not seen her before. So let's see here. With Pluto entering Aquarius, are you ready for the revolution? I'm just wanting to know. I'm thinking the revolution of the Aquarian aspects. The grail, the living water that's inside of you. We're water bearers. A lot of people are going to have to learn to do that now. In the age of Pisces, they depended on something else to do it for them. They put it all on Jesus and all this stuff. You do it for me. And as we enter Aquarius, you're going to have to learn how to do it yourself. Put on your big boy and girl panties and undies and deal. And actually grow up and be a creator from within. And pour out the living water from within, and not expect outside circumstances to be that for you. Okay, now I'm going to start reading this. And so you will maybe hear me flip pages and stuff, but I'm going to read. I jump in rabbit holes. Yes, I do. This morning, I read an article about forensic DNA genetic analysis discovering World War I vet who drowned off the Victorian coast around a century ago. They mentioned the buckskin girl. I had to look her up. She was from Arkansas, the state I currently live in. I'm a Texas Cajun transplant. She was found on my daughter's birthday, April 24th, in my birth year, 1981. So of course it hits a little hard. That girl traveled more in 1 year than many do in their lifetime. without a car of her own. As I listen to Johnny Cash's I've Been Everywhere, as I write, her spirit speaks. She was a beautiful woman. Earlier, I was replaying in my head how her death may have gone down. Spirit in the Sky was playing as I saw her in her handmade buckskin poncho, orange and brown turtleneck, and blue Wrangler bell-bottoms, her head thrust against the dashboard or a window of the vehicle that picked her up, the strangling and mangling of her in braided pigtails to that song. Exactly where or how, I don't know. But I imagined she was killed in the vehicle, then dumped, rolled out of the vehicle, and left. I thought of how sensitive my throat is, just touching my neck below the thyroid cartilage. It seems to hurt if it's pressed, or at least discomfort. I wondered if she felt the pain. Probably not. I was almost strangled once. My first husband was on my back, knee in my back. He had his hands around my neck, banging my head on the hard kitchen floor as he squeezed. I don't remember any pain. The body goes into overdrive and focuses on one thing: surviving. I fought for my life that night, more than I ever had before. Childbirth hurt. Open surgery and being sent home an hour later, that was even worse pain. But that night, I was only feeling one thing: fear. I kicked, I scratched, I fought, I won. This girl did not. When Spirit in the Sky was playing, as I replayed her death, I thought of NDE people when they say the things that they say. Like, is she going to be in a better place? Did she sign up for this? Did she have any say in how it was going to go down before birth? Or will her soul wander, as many lost souls do when they die tragically? The hell of Nordic beliefs, the limbo, the unseen world among us. Could it be both? Is there a separate destiny for the soul versus the spirit or higher self? When you see suffering, when you experience it, it changes you. Some use religion to avoid thinking about it until they are on their own deathbed. Then the skeletons in their closet come to life, like the old Disney Monster Mash song and dance. If you avoided asking the hard questions, avoided the shadow work, avoided facing your demons, the last few hours to the last few years of old age are unbearable. Fear, doubt, resentment, and guilt sink in and fit like a glove. Atheists often go over these thoughts too young and with little to no guidance, so in fear and spiritual shock, they often shut down, incapable of accepting a, quote, good God could allow this, unquote. Pagans have an easier time accepting suffering because unlike the polarizing, hermetically inspired, Abrahamic, patriarchal black and white, good versus evil, pagans see on a larger game board where underworld gods are not all evil and heavenly deities are not all good. I must admit they have a point. I take most mythology with a grain of salt due to many sagas and tall tales written hundreds of years after the peak of deity worship. Most are fan fiction at best and political propaganda at worst. But nonetheless, I think we are in truly grave danger if we assume all heavenly bodies mean as well. For even in biblical texts, it says our warfare is with spirits, principalities, and powers of the air, and that heaven is being taken by violent force. Violent force is the name of a demon or demonic legion. This is where we get lost, groping in the dark waters. We can't think our way through. We have to feel our way out. With this comes much self-deception and deception of others who use us to try and get themselves fresh air. Our Creator is an energy of love. The codes of our Maker run through our spiritual veins. Why does our Maker not intervene more? He set his energy free, unleashed his boundless energy, and told us to rein it in and do what we want with it. The Maker knew it was the only way to give us free will and for us to learn to create and invoke this living water. The problem is, many evil beings knew this before humans did. These evil beings create what suits them. We have powers and principalities and spirits corralling us like cattle. Our free will is often no more free than a cow fenced in on both sides and pushed into a trailer and then driven to the slaughter. Often our free will is reduced to how we choose to respond and react to torture, cruelty, and slavery of our spiritual overlords. The game is rigged, and it hardly seems fair. This is why I can't help but eye roll when an NDE experiencer says, "I came here for the experience." Sometimes I think NDEers who say this are a different spiritual soul breed, and they may have come here for an experience, but some of us came here for a mission, to serve a purpose, to accomplish a goal. Some of us came here to help set the cattle free and take down the slaughter houses before it's too late. Freedom. Freedom is so close you can taste it. But knowing that when you tap into the light of the multifaceted diamond of our Maker, you tap into a force that the evil elites fear. So they try to numb you and dumb you down. They need you to forget. They need your dream time to be infiltrated with the countless ads you are bombarded with. Anytime you plug into the Matrix, flashes of sex, grotesque images, distorting ads, your conscious mind may tune them out. You think you can handle it. But when you sleep, images so horrific you choose to forget your dreams. We were meant to see nature in our dreams. Before the industrial complex took over, you dreamt what you saw. Stars, mist, feathers, waterfalls, insects, snakes, rocks, rivers, fires. All natural things have symbolism to guide you, and certainly many pure myths came from Dreamtime. Why don't the elites just kill us all? Because they release our limitless soul. When you smash a diamond, the fragments scatter even more light. Crush us, smash us up, we become more numerous than the stars. And Creator's light blinds them even more, keeping us alive, burdened, depressed, anxious, broke, and broken. They feed off us, psychic vamps, sucking the lifeblood, living water, as they hoard monopoly money, fake invisible dollars, and hoard land like Bill Gates. While the true and worthy never take more than they need, the evil elite's thirst and hunger for more cannot be satisfied. No, I am not here for the experience. I am here to wake you up. You are not free if you live in this monetary society, if you ignore the oligarchy, if you need permission to sell or trade goods and services. You are not free when invisible money can buy up the land, but you can't go out in the forest and build your own cabin and reclaim your clans. You are not free if animists, animals, indigenous, and neurodivergent people are considered pests, disabled, a burden, and put in the corner. Inside, yes, we are free. Inside, we are one with our Creator, but it is time more of you fight. Fight to overcome the demons within and the fallen beings trying to control you from without. Never give up. Never. Love will win. It will get hard. Get used to it. Like the Bible verse taken out of the NIV, which is ridiculous. They took that Bible verse out. Be like Joseph in prison. Become one with the iron and prevail. Our ancestors, guardians, ancient deities, and our Maker are all waiting for the battle cry. Will you sound the call? The bell tolls. Our animals eat overpriced pet food full of the euthanasia drug, pentobarbital, from sick, diseased factory animals that are put down, and carcinogens, glyphosate, fluoride-riddled junk, killing them painfully for profit. My boomer parents tout being good old-fashioned strict conservative Christians. All the while, they sold their souls to the god called stock market, investing in fluffing their cushy nest, turning a blind eye to global suffering, poverty, disease, and starvation created by commodity trading, by the commodity trading's manufactured crisis and inflation. My parents and many others serve a god called BlackRock and Vanguard. They will not be saved when the doomsday clock calls them home. They ignore the destruction of both land, water, fish, and bird as they profit from big oil while bragging. They don't need big pharma, but cannot see it's two sides of the same coin. This is not freedom, it's tyranny. It is time we call it what it is. Let my people go. Quit raping Mother Earth. Quit ignoring the cries of the countless women and children sexually assaulted by monsters who have no desire to sacrifice self before the collective. We all must give more than we think we can to save her, the city, the land, the planet, the mother, the feminine. Power, death, luxury, sex will be tests to men, and those who overcome will taste the fruit of Aquarius's reign with endless living water, Ace of Cups, Holy Grail overflowing. Those who squander the life force within will face the judgment of Pluto's dark underworld, only to start over again and again. No escaping the wrath of your own making. Phoenix the fuck up, or get burned for nothing. I love to write. That is what I wrote the other day, and I absolutely enjoy it. And I really do feel like with this Pluto Aquarius coming, it is time we start facing that aspect of us. We really do. And I say over and over again, I need to do a video just on having a Scorpio ascendant with Pluto in the 12th house. I had recently read how Scorpio's ascendants are often blamed for things they did not do or things that everyone else does, but somehow they're the only ones who get in trouble for it. And it's kind of funny how many people have actually created these elaborate what would you call it, rumors about me. People talk way more about me, and I really have no business knowing what they say. It's kind of like what is that phrase, none of my business what people think. And then also with Pluto in the 12th house, oh man. Okay. Many of us with these aspects, we are I don't know what you would call it, harbingers or dark saints or testers of men. Everywhere I go, it seems like the hearts of the men, women, what have you, are tested. And if they fail, they won't come back from it. It's not me judging them, it's the energies. Energies use me to bring out the secrets of people and challenge them to face their shadow self. And if they choose poorly, I'm seeing the old dude in the room with all the grails on Indiana Jones. Don't choose poorly. Okay. If you do choose poorly, once I warn you of something, it seems like you won't come back from it. So if any of you did happen to listen to this and you've got some dark secrets, I suggest you face them. So I guess this is a pretty short video tonight, but I am tired and I have a lot to do, and I got out what I needed to say. So love you and bless you till next time.